Well, it's 11:40, Saturday, August 12th. Rich and I are heading up for an overnighter. We're going to try and make it up to Racine, Wisconsin. It's about 23 miles. But the wind is coming out of the northeast right now, which is the direction we need to go. So we're going to be doing some tacking, and it might be more than 23 miles. It's about 12:15. Been out, what, about a half hour? Heading about 70 degrees. And the wind is definitely coming out of the direction we wish to go. So we're going to head out a little bit and tack back in, and then tack back out, and then tack back in. Waves are up into the 2 to 3 foot range. Occasional 4. Wind's about 11. We're doing about 4 to 4.5. I think the waves are building slightly. There's more frequent 4-footers. Not terrible though. It's about 2 o'clock. We've been heading pretty much on a course of 60 to 70 degrees right out of Waukegan. Trying to get a good angle to tack north to Racine. I'm going to go ahead and do a tack in a minute. Winds are about 10.5 knots. We're doing about 4.5, 5. Seas are still in the 3 to 4 foot range, but the wave period seems to have gotten larger. So they're pretty far apart and nice and rolly. So we're not pounding through them, we're just sailing over them. So we'll go ahead and tack in a minute and see how close north we can get. It's about 2:56. Winds are down a little bit, down to about 7 knots. Still kind of out of the northwest now, so that makes it more difficult for us. After our tack, we're only going to make about Reef Point Marina, and that would mean a lot more tacking, a lot more hours. So we're probably going to turn the engine on and do a beeline for Racine. See if the wind shifts at all. We can turn it off and sail some more, but So far, it's not cooperating. It was supposed to shift to the northeast, which wouldn't have been so bad, but we haven't seen that yet. It's about 3:28. We just crossed the Illinois-Wisconsin border. 14.3 miles to go. GPS says we'll get there about 6:25. It's 4 o'clock. Motoring along at about 5 knots. Winds are still coming out of the direction we want to go. We're 11.6 miles from Racine. GPS says we'll get there in about 2.5 hours. Swells are pretty good. We're seeing some 4 to 5 footers coming through, maybe occasional 6. But they're far apart and pretty gentle. Can never get the proper view of a wave on a camera, but I always try. Well, it's 5 o'clock. Motoring along at around 5 knots. Winds are still coming out of the wrong direction for us. We're about 6.9 miles from Racine. Should get in about 6:28. Another hour and a half or so to go. About 6 o'clock. Winds are about 6. Still in a direction that's not very helpful for us. We got 2.3 miles to go. Should get there in about 28 more minutes. You can see the breakwater off in the distance there. And then over here is the Racine Reef light. Between there and the breakwater is a pretty big reef. Don't want to go over that. That's 6:22. Coming abeam of the #1 marker for Racine. About a half a mile to the harbor entrance. It's about 6:30. Just made our turn into the channel. We're going to head down to dock E2, which is the first dock from shore. Dock E1 is actually on shore. 236. That's 6:53. We're all tied up, all set. I'm gonna go head up and check in with the harbor master and then go get something to eat. Welcome to Racine. There's Thanks, Dad. Waiting for us patiently as we get ready for dinner here at the brew house. A little bit of live music here at the Racine Reef Point Marina. It's about 10:10. Dinner's done. Took a shower. Live music. Glass of wine, which you probably can't see. Is all good, Rich?
All good.
Well, it's about 11 o'clock on Sunday, August 13th. Getting ready to cast off from Reef Point Marina here in Racine, Wisconsin. I had a pretty good evening. Had some live music playing next to us on the marina office area by the brew pub restaurant. Things are pretty good. Facilities here are pretty comfortable. Definitely would come back. And we're going to cast off, head over to the fuel dock, and hopefully get some cheap diesel fuel here compared to Illinois, where there's a lot more taxes. So that's our plan. And then we'll head out. Winds are supposedly light and variable, so hopefully there will be enough to move the boat, because I really would not want to have to motor the whole way back. It's 11:20, just docked off from the fuel dock here at Reef Point Marina. Fuel, diesel anyway, was $2.39. Unleaded gas was $3.09. Anyway, it's a little bit less than in Waukegan. Winds are about 4 knots right now. Hopefully there's a little bit more out on the lake. It's about 12 o'clock. Winds are light, they're around 6 to 6.5 knots. Coming out of the southeast right now, I guess. So we're going to have to get down to around Kenosha and probably tack to get around the point down there. And And then as long as the winds stay approximately the same direction, then we should be able to point into Waukegan after that tack around the point. About 3.5 to 4 knots right now. About 150. We're just a beam of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Got around 12.25 miles to go to get down to Waukegan. Winds have picked up a little bit, about 8 to 9 knots. Variable, out of the east-southeast to the east. Southeast. But we're going about 4 to 4.2 knots. Not a bad little run. We've got a point pretty close to the wind. Once we get around North Point, which is right here at the Wisconsin-Illinois border, we'll be able to turn a little bit more to the west, which will give us a slightly better wind angle. Good sail so far. Well, it's 3:32. Just crossing the Wisconsin-Illinois border from Wisconsin into Illinois. This is really the closest we've been to this shore. Just to the south of the state line is the Reef Point Marina in Illinois. And up here you've got the decommissioned Zion nuclear facility. Get it right across that point. We'll be able to head a little bit more slightly south. I think the winds will be a little bit more favorable to us at that point. Right now, we're 6.8 miles from the Waukegan buoy G3. And after that, we got about another mile to go to the marina. Our guesstimate is we'll be in at around 6:10. Winds right now are about 6.6, 6.7 knots. We're doing about 3.5. Air temperature is 69. Water temperature 71. So far it's been a pretty pleasant sail. It was overcast for most of the day, except it's starting to clear now. Starting to see some blue skies up there. 4:20. We're just abeam of the Zion nuclear plant, the decommissioned Zion nuclear plant. We're about 4.5 miles from Waukegan's G3 marker, just outside the marina. Winds are light again, about 6. We're doing about 3.5. Seas, as you can see, are less than 1. But the sails are full. About 5 o'clock. Heading down along the coast with the Illinois State Beach just to our west. And a bunch of loons showing off. They're going faster than we are. It's 5:25. We're just abeam of the decommissioned power plant. It's just north of Waukegan. We're about 1.8 miles from the Waukegan Marina. Should be there in a half hour or so. About 5:45. Just coming abeam of the Waukegan channel entrance. About 0.65 miles from the marina entrance. Time to turn the engine on, drop the sails, and get ready to pull into the marina. Had a pretty good trip down here. I think we probably averaged maybe 3.5, 4 knots. Hugged the shore the whole way. Not too bad. Well, it's 5:57, making our turn into the Waukegan Marina. So what do we do? We did that about 6 hours, 6.5 hours, I guess? Yeah. Left around 11:30 from the fuel dock. Fairly relaxing sail coming down. Well, it's 6:06. We're all tied up here at the Waukegan Marina. Our total trip was almost 57 nautical miles. We were moving that up and back 14 hours and 12 minutes. It's been 30 hours and 23 minutes since we left. Average speed was 4 knots. And that was our trip.